Welcome everybody once again. So today let us see what is the discharge over a triangular notch or wear. In the last class we saw discharge over a rectangular notch or wear and we saw problems related to that. So now see here I am not giving you the derivation, just the important concept. So discharge over a triangular notch or wear. See, you can consider a triangular notch. You can see here, this is a triangular notch. And let H be the head of water above the V notch. And this triangular notch is V-shaped. So let us take the head of water over this notch is capital H. So this H, this is taken as, this water over the triangular notch is taken as capital H. Let theta be the angle of the notch. So this angle, let this angle be theta. So now, as we did in the previous case, that is as we did in the rectangular notch, we can take a small stripe of width DH and we can integrate and we can find the discharge over the rectangular notch or wear. So I will give you the result alone. So for this case, for a triangular notch or wear, the discharge is given by Q. Total discharge will be equal to, Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD into tan theta by 2 into root 2G into H raised to 5 by 2. Very important. 8 by 15 CD tan theta by 2 into root 2G H raised to 5 by 2. See, for rectangular notch, here the constant was 2 by 3. H raised to 3 by 2. There was no tan theta term, there was L. For rectangle, Q is equal to 2 by 3 CD L into root of 2G H raised to 3 by 2. So you remember this, right? So this is the general condition, general total discharge for all types of triangular notches or triangular wears. Suppose if the notch is a right angled triangular notch, if theta is equal to 90 degree, then we know tan theta by 2, that is tan 90 by 2 becomes 1. And also for a right angled triangular notch, CD will be equal to 0.6. So you get the discharge for a right angled triangular notch will be Q is equal to 8 by 15 into 0.6 into tan theta by 2 is 1 into square root of 2 into 9.81 into H raised to 5 by 2. So you get Q is equal to 1.417 H raised to 5 by 2. See, this formula is important. Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD tan theta by 2 square root of 2G H raised to 5 by 2. Now, what are the advantages of triangular notch or wear over rectangular notch or wear? See, we studied rectangular notches and triangular notches. And when you compare these both, triangular notch is advantageous over rectangular notches. The reason is, when you take the expression for discharge for the right angled V notch or wear, it is very simple. So when you take a right angled V notch or a right angled triangular notch, the expression for the determination of Q becomes very simple because Q is equal to 1.417 H raised to 5 by 2. Now second advantage is, for measuring load discharge, a triangular notch gives more accurate results than a rectangular notch. See, this is only for smaller discharge, okay? For larger discharge, normally we use a rectangular notch because when you use rectangular notch, the area for flow is larger, and similarly the quantity of discharge can be heavier when compared to the triangular notch. But when coming for lower discharges, it is better to go for triangular notch. Now, third is, in case of triangular notch, only one reading H is required for the computation of discharge. So you can see here, CD is constant. So theta you can measure. The only variable is H. Whereas in rectangular notch, you will have the variable L also. So that is why it is given. In case of triangular notch, only one reading is required for the computation of discharge. Now, what is the formula for discharge over a trapezoidal channel or notch? See, we know, see, trapezoidal channel, when you take a trapezoidal channel, it is a combination of both rectangle and triangle. You have a rectangle and two triangles. Okay, so your discharge will be equal to discharge through this rectangle plus discharge through the triangles. So your total discharge is given as, see, H is the height of water over the notch. So H can be taken the height of water over the notch. L is the length of crest of the notch or weir. So this is L. CD1 is the coefficient of discharge for the rectangular portion and CD2 is the coefficient of discharge for the triangular portion. So your total discharge will be given as Q is equal to, for the rectangular portion it is 2 by 3 CD1 into L into root of 2G H raised to 3 by 2. This is for the rectangular portion, plus for the triangular portion, see, you have one triangle and another triangle. If you join these both triangle, see, you have one triangle like this, another this triangle like this. Okay, so when you join these both, it forms a triangle. So we know, so this is theta by 2, this can be theta by 2. So totally the angle is theta. So discharge for the triangular portion, we know it is 8 by 15 CD2, coefficient of discharge for the triangular portion, into tan theta by 2 into square root of 2G H raised to 5 by 2. So this is the formula for the discharge over a trapezoidal notch or weir, combination of both rectangle and triangle. Now, what is the discharge over a stepped notch? So, see, this is called a stepped notch. So, a stepped notch, it is a combination of more than one rectangular notches. So, here we have three notches, three rectangular notches, right? See, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So, we can measure the head as from the bottom. From the bottom to the top can be taken as H1. This can be taken as H2 and this can be taken as H3. Sorry. So you can take it anyway. This is H1. H2 and H3. Okay. Now this is taken as L1, L2 and L3. Okay, this length is taken as L1, L2, L3, H1, H2 and H3. So this stepped notch is a combination of three numbers of rectangular notches here. It can be more than three numbers also. So the discharge for a stepped notch is nothing but the discharge of all the rectangular parts. So Q will be equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So Q is equal to, for Q1, that is for the first notch, 2 by 3 into CD into L1 into square root of 2G into, this distance is H1 minus H2, right? This distance. So H1 minus H2 the whole power 3 by 2. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. It is H1 raised to 3 by 2 minus H2 raised to 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 CD L1 into square root of 2G into for this part. This is H2 minus H3, right? So H2 raised to 3 by 2 minus H3 raised to 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 CD L3 into square root of 2G into H3 raised to 3 by 2. Okay. Now we will move on to our problems. See, just simple problems. Apply the formula and you can take the answer. Very, very simple problems. So the first problem is find the discharge over a triangular notch of angle 60 degree when the head over the V notch is 0.3 meter. Assume CD is equal to 0.6. So angle of V notch theta is given as 60 degree. Head over the notch is given as 0.3 meter. CD is given as 0.6. We know the formula for discharge over a triangular notch is Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD root of CD into tan theta by 2 into root of 2G H raised to 5 by 2. So Q will be equal to 8 by 15. CD is given as 0.6. Tan theta is 60. So tan 60 by 2 into square root of 2 into 9.81 into H is 0.3 raised to 5 by 2. We get discharge Q is equal to 0.040 meter cube per second. Now, water flow, second problem, Water flows over a rectangular weir 1 meter wide at a depth of 15 centimeter and afterwards passes through a triangular right-angled weir. So first there is you have a channel. First you have a rectangular weir, then you have a triangular weir. Here rectangular weir and then a triangular weir. Taking CD for the rectangular weir and triangular weir as 0.62 and 0.59 respectively, find the depth over the triangular weir. So first of all, we will consider the rectangular weir. So for rectangular weir, it is given as 1 meter wide. Okay. So length of the weir is equal to 1 meter. And depth of 15 centimeter. That means the head of water is 15 centimeter. So it is 0.15 meter. And coefficient of discharge CD for the rectangular weir is given as 0.62. See, these are the conditions for rectangular weir. Now, when we take triangular weir, it is given as right angled triangular weir. So, theta is equal to 90 degree. CD is given as 0.59. And we don't know the head of water over the triangular weir. So, let us take the head as H1. Head over the triangular weir. Now, see, first of all, the water is passing through the rectangular weir and then it passes through the triangular weir. So, when it is passing through the rectangular weir, we will find the discharge. So, discharge Q is equal to 2 by 3 CDL into root of 2G H raised to 3 by 2. So, Q is equal to 2 by 3 into C, for the rectangular portion it is 0.62 CD, L is 1, square root of 2 into 9.81 into H is 0.15 the whole raised to 3 by 2. So, we get discharge Q is equal to 0.10635 meter cube per second. Now, see the water passing through this rectangular channel will be passing through this, the water passing through this rectangular weir will be passing through this triangular weir. So, the discharge will be same. Q will be same at the rectangular weir and over the triangular weir. So, we know for the triangular weir. Now, for the triangular weir, Q is equal to 8 by 15 CD tan theta by 2 into square root of 2G H raised to 5 by 2. So, since the discharge is the same, 0.10635 is equal to 8 by 15. So, here it is H1, right? H1, head over the triangular weir is H1. So, 8 by 15 into CD is 0.59 into tan theta by 2. So, tan 90 by 2, square root of 2 into 9.81 into H1 raised to 5 by 2. So, the only unknown is H1. We will get H1 is equal to 0.3572 meter. See, you can compare the head over the rectangular weir and over the triangular weir. Over the rectangular weir, the head is 0.15. Over the triangular weir, the head is 0.35. That means, see, when the water is flowing, when equal amount of water is flowing through the rectangular weir and over the triangular weir, the head will be more for triangular weir. Okay. For rectangular weir, the head will be less when compared to the triangular weir. Now we will move on to the next problem. Water flows through a triangular right-angled weir first. So first the water is flowing through a right-angled triangular weir and then over a rectangular weir. So here you have rectangular weir of width 1 meter. So length of the weir is 1 meter. The coefficient of length of the weir is 1 meter. The coefficient of discharge for the triangular and rectangular weirs are, for triangular weir coefficient of discharge is 0.6. For rectangular weir coefficient of discharge is 0.7. If the depth of water over the triangular weir is 36, H is equal to 36, find the depth of water over the rectangular weir, you take it as H1. Okay. So how can you solve this problem? See, similar to the previous problem. Previous problem you took rectangular weir first. Second we took the triangular weir. Here first is the triangular weir and then is the rectangular weir. The discharge will be same for both the weir. So the concept is the same. You can solve this as homework. The answer is head over the rectangular weir will be equal to 14.15 centimeter or 0.1415 meter. Okay. Now we will move on to our next problem. Fourth problem. A rectangular channel 2 meter wide have 2 meter wide, that means length is equal to 2 meter, has a discharge of 250 liters per second. So Q is equal to 250 liters per second. So that is equal to 0.25 meter cube per second, which is measured by a right angled V-notch weir. So triangular weir, right? Right angled V-notch weir. Triangular weir. Find the position of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. If maximum depth of water is not to exceed 1.3 meter. So maximum depth of water is equal to 1.3 meter. Coefficient of discharge is given as 0.62. So find the position of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. Right? So we know when the channel is like this, the weir will be placed like this. Right? So water will be flowing over the weir. Now, find the position of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. You need to find what is this H1. If the total maximum depth of water is not to exceed 1.3 meter, that means this maximum depth of water is 1.3 meter. And we know this is H, right? Head of water over the weir is H. So we can find H first. Then after finding H, you can use 1.3 minus H. We will get the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel, that is H1. Okay. So what is H? H is equal to head of water over the weir. And H2, we need to find the position of the apex of the notch from the bed of the channel. So apex of notch from the bed of channel, that is H1 is equal to 1.3 minus H. Okay. So now this is a right angled triangular channel. So we know the discharge is equal to 8 by 15 CD into tan theta by 2 root of 2g into h raised to 5 by 2. So discharge is given as 0.25. 0.25 meter cube per second is equal to 8 by 15 into CD is 0.62 into tan theta by 2. So tan right angled Weir. So it is tan 90 by 2 into root of 2g. So theta is equal to 90 degree into, okay, we know g is 9.81 into h raised to 5 by 2. So the only unknown is h, from which we get h is equal to 0.493 meter. That means the apex of notch from the bed of the channel, H1 will be equal to 1.3 minus 0.493, that is equal to 0.807 meter. Now, next problem is finding the discharge through a trapezoidal notch which is 1 meter wide. So, length of the notch is 1 meter wide at the top. Okay, 1 meter wide at the top. So, length is not 1 meter. Okay. And 0.4 meter at the bottom. So 0.4 meter at the bottom and at the top it is 1 meter. That means, so this is 0.3, 0.3. This is 0.4, right? So totally it is 1. Okay, that means length is 0.4 meter and 30 centimeter in height. So h is, okay, so height is 30 centimeter, that is 0.3 meter. The head of water on the notch is 20 centimeter. So head is 0.2 meter. Somewhere here, right? So head is given as 0.2 meter. Total height is 0.3 meter. Water is flowing. The head of water on the notch is 20 centimeter. That is 0.2 meter. Okay. So 20 centimeter, that is equal to 0.2 meter. Assume CD is equal to, that is for the rectangular portion, CD is 0.62 and for triangular portion CD is equal to 0.60. So we know Q for a trapezoidal section will be equal to discharge of the rectangular section plus discharge of the triangular portion. So now see, from this you can find what is theta. Because Q for trapezoidal will be equal to, for rectangle it is 2 by 3 CD for a rectangle. So we will take this as CD1 and CD2. So CD1, L is 0.4, root of 2g, h raised to 3 by 2 plus 8 by 15 CD2 tan theta by 2 into root of 2g h raised to 5 by 2. So we need what is theta, right? So this is theta by 2. See, we have one triangle here and another triangle here. So this angle is theta by 2 and this angle is theta by 2. This is theta by 2, this is theta by 2. So totally it becomes theta. So now it is enough to find theta by 2, right? This is theta by 2. So this is right angled triangle. So we get tan theta by 2 is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So it is, this is 0.3, this is 0.3, right? Tan theta by 2 is equal to 0.3 divided by 0.3. So this is 0.3, this is also 0.3. Okay, the water is flowing, up to this is 0.3. The water is flowing to a depth of 0.2 meter. Okay. So when you take 0.3, you have to consider this height, this distance. If you are taking this, if you are considering 0.2, you have to consider this distance. So we don't know what is this distance, so that we are taking 0.3 by 0.3. So tan theta by 2 is equal to 0.3 by 0.3. So we get Q is equal to 2 by 3, CD1 is 0.62 into L is 0.4 into square root of 2 into 9.81 into H is 0.2, right? So 0.2 raised to 3 by 2 plus 8 by 15 into CD2 is 0.6. Tan theta by 2 is 1. Okay, tan theta by 2 is 0.3 by 0.3 is equal to 1. Into square root of 2 into 9.81 into H is the same, 0.2, the whole raised to 5 by 2. So the total discharge will be equal to 0.09084 meter cube per second. So multiplying it by 1000, you get 90.84 liters per second. Last problem for a stepped notch. Okay, you can see the figure, there is a stepped notch, and find the discharge through the notch if CD for all the section is 0.62. So we know for a stepped notch the discharge is equal to discharge of this portion 1 plus discharge of this 2 plus discharge of 3. So Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 will be equal to 2 by 3 CD into L1 into root of 2G into so this is actually this minus this, right? So we have to add 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, right? So this is 95 centimeter. This is 80 centimeter. So converting it into meter, we get 0.95 and 0.8. Okay, 0.95 and 0.8. So what we get is, we will write the formula first. See, formula for the rectangular notches, Q is equal to 2 by 3 CD into root of 2G, sorry, L into root of 2G H raised to 3 by 2. 2 by 3 CD L into root of 2G H raised to 3 by 2. Okay, now 2 by 3 CD into L1 into root of 2G into 2 by 3 CD into L. L is 40, right? 40 centimeter. That is 0.4 meter into square root of 2 into 9.81 into this H raised to 3 by 2. So it is 95 raised to 0.95 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0.8 raised to 3 by 2. See, this minus this. Okay. See, you cannot take this distance completely. This is nothing but the flow. Listen, the flow through this section is equal to flow when the head is 95 centimeter minus flow when the head is 80 centimeter. Okay, flow when the head is 95 centimeter minus flow when the head is 80 centimeter. Actually, it is 2 by 3 CD into 0.4 into root of 2 into 9.81 into 0.95 raised to 3 by 2 minus 2 by 3 CD into 0.4 into root of 2 into 9.81 into 0.8, the whole 8 raised to 3 by 2. So you can take the common thing outside. That is why it is 0.95 minus 0.95 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0.8 raised to 3 by 2. Okay, that is why it is like this. You cannot take 0.95 minus 0.8 the whole raised to 3 by 2. You cannot take it like that. Now for the second portion, so plus Q2, that is 2 by 3 CD. CD, the value is the same, right? 0.62. So we will substitute 0.62. Into L. Here L is 80 centimeter, so 0.8 into square root of 2 into 9.81 into H raised to 3 by 2. So here H is for this portion, right? See, actually here it is H2 minus H1. H2 raised to 3 by 2 minus H1 raised to 3 by 2. Okay, now it is clear. So here it is the head due to 80 centimeter. So 0.8 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0.5 raised to 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 into 0.62 into 0.8 into square root of 2 into 9.81 into this distance. That is 0.5 raised to 3 by 2 minus, see here above this it is 0. This is 0, right? Here above this, at this point the head is 0. So minus 0. So we can take the common things outside. So the common things are, here length is not 0.12, 1.2, 120 centimeters, so 1.2. So you can take 2 by 3 into 0.62 into square root of 2 into 9.81 is common. So remaining things are 0.4 into 0.95 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0.8 raised to 3 by 2 plus 0.8 into 0.8 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0.5 raised to 3 by 2 plus 1.2 into 0.5 raised to 3 by 2. So we get 1.46098 meter cube per second. That will be equal to 1460.98 liters per second. So thank you for today. Remaining portions we will see in the next class. Thank you.